All right, enough of all that. Here's the part we all really love. It's time for Quick Hits.
Let's go, Gab.
Tottenham Hotspur open up by losing at home to Everton 1-0. Jose complains of his players' preparation and their mindset, calling them lazy. Jules, isn't he kind of blaming himself here and not passing the buck?
I don't know anymore with him. I mean, what I don't understand, Gab, is the day before the game, he gives us the line, I'm really happy, I'm so optimistic about this season, everything is great. Then he loses a football match the next day, less than 24 hours later, and he goes like, yeah, but it's because, it was a shambles before. Hang on, yesterday you said you were happy, optimistic, everything was fine, and now you say it was a shambles. You blame COVID, we had players, I can't name them, but we had players. We know they had Ndombele, because the French national team said it. And he said, I don't know. I thought they were really poor. Maybe not so much the first half, but certainly the second half. Harry Kane touched the ball twice in the Everton box in 90 minutes, twice. The best striker in the country.
Pickford still had to make 2 big saves before we get too excited.
Yeah, true. The first half was not as bad as the second. The second was pathetic, but he has to take a bit of blame, even if the circumstances, like for everybody else, are not ideal.
I think with Lo Celso, this is a completely different team. Without Lo Celso, then it's long ball and defending.
With Dele Alli
counter.
instead of Lo Celso,
Oh, you find a different position for Dele Alli, not in that role, not this version of Dele Alli.
Well, he got off at half-time, I guess that's why. Meanwhile, Gab, there were doubts, and including me, I have to say, I was a bit skeptical about James Rodriguez being able to cope with the physicality and the speed of the Premier League. Have those been put aside, or at least for now, after that first game?
Okay, so this game, I was only watching on TV, but this was not exactly one of those blood and thunder hyper.
It wasn't at all. There was no pressure from Spurs.
But no, the guy can play. And, Ancelotti came out afterwards and said he's obviously not the quickest guy in the world, quickest, most athletic guy in the world. But if he were, that's what I wanted, I would have signed Usain Bolt and not James. The guy can play. If the team is built around him, and built around him doesn't mean he sits in the middle, although it's probably his best position. He was playing wide right.
Yeah,
but everybody around him was adjusting. He's got 3 guys in the middle in Andre Gomes, Doucouré, and Allen, who's really, really good, who run around. They provide that physicality, they provide that energy. Calvert-Lewin's always willing. If he hits the ball across, Richarlison's really good at making those runs. Yeah, it can work, and he can give you that extra quality. I don't think he's going to play in this level every week, but, if there's one person who can make it work, it's Carlo.
It's the consistency, though, as we said last week. With him, he's capable of that, very capable. But can he do it, as you said?
When he plays consistently and the team is built around him, he produces consistently. Now, Barcelona played their first friendly of the season, beating Nastic 3-1, and we got a vague sense of what they might look like. Griezmann was up front in a 4-2-3-1 with Messi on the flank. When they were awarded a penalty, Lionel Messi let Griezmann, who's missed several in a row for France, take it.
So sweet. Best friends. That's what friends do. That's what best friends do. I think, listen, we need a bit more time than Gymnastic Tarragona, to get either excited or think, okay, all is good under Koeman. It was a 4-2-3-1, which was very different than what we've known before. He changed everything at half-time, but we still saw some good things, good passage of plays, I thought. They've got another 10 days.
The captain's gesture, be nice to Messi. He's fully on board.
And he was smiling and he looked happy.
Exactly.
Messi did. So, why not? Uli Hoeneß was on the warpath for Bayern at the weekend. He said that Premier League clubs were trying to blackmail them over Thiago, and he called David Alaba's agent, who is Pini Zahavi, a money-grubbing piranha. Why is he so upset? What's wrong with him? He's just won the treble.
Well, first of all, this is a bit of a loaded term. And I don't.
Money grubber. Yeah,
it's not a great thing to say. It's also not a great look when you consider, out of Pini Zahavi and Uli Hoeneß, only one of these 2 guys has spent time in prison for tax evasion, and it's not Pini Zahavi. But anyway, look, he's angry because he's saying clubs are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, right? If Thiago, he's got a year left, he's saying, well, they already have a deal in place with Thiago, but these clubs, we thought to be Liverpool, Manchester United, but who knows? But, they're not calling us because they want to wait till the last possible moment, put us in it's called negotiating. It's called leverage. It's what you're supposed to do. As far as David Alaba, who's been at the club for 12 years, he wants to get the best possible deal for himself, right? He's entitled to do this. This is the last big payday of his career. When it comes to approaching players at other clubs who've got contracts winding down, I think you'll find it's something that Bayern have done in the past. It's the business of football.
Have they never got anyone who was on free from, let's say, another club in Germany?
Like maybe,
like a big, strong
Lewandowski, perhaps, Alexander Nubel last year.
Yeah, hang on.
I love Uli Hoeneß. I want to say the privilege of eating at his favorite restaurant next to his house, overlooking the lake. It's a wonderful guy. But I think he let himself down a little bit here.
I agree.
Chelsea play Monday night against Brighton, and reports say they are inching closer to signing goalkeeper Edouard Mendy from Rennes. Jules, is he an upgrade over Kepa or simply an alternative to Kepa?
He's an alternative. I think there would be competition between the two. He's a late bloomer, as I've said on the show many times. He's 28 now, but really 5 years ago almost quit football because there was no club for him. So he will come in. He's room for improvement still, but had an incredible last 2 seasons. It's a deserved move for him. It's quite a cheap move, 30 million euros, I think. And it'd be very interesting
close, right?
to see. Yeah, very close. I think it will happen this week.
Now, we haven't mentioned United yet, and we're contractually obliged to talk about Manchester United on every single show. So let me give you an interesting hypothetical, Jules. So if Jadon Sancho doesn't sign this window, there are 3 veteran winger types that they could bring in. And these guys are all big earners, but you could sign them on loan with an option to buy or whatever. They wouldn't cost you very much. Just to hold you over for a year, maybe 2. Which one of these 3 guys would you be most interested in? Douglas Costa, Ivan Perisic, or Gareth Bale?
No one. Leave me alone. Be creative, United, please. Be creative. Don't go and get the veteran that is passed from one club to another club, or Bayern Munich or Juventus. Douglas Costa, do you want to go to United? Here we go. They need... Please.
Perisic played pretty well last season when he was used, and he had some shown he can compete. You don't even like Perisic.
Okay, maybe he will be the only one. He will be the one. But please, why don't you just look at your, stats, the network that your scouts have built, your scout reports, have a look of what's done in other countries, in other clubs. See, but please come up with someone else than those 3 that...
You know why, Jules? And this is the ugly truth, right? If you're Manchester United and you come knocking for a player, they're immediately going to charge stupid amounts of money, unless it's Daniel James. And so they're saying, okay, we can pay stupid amounts of money. We'll pay 120 million or 100 million or whatever. We will chuck a lot of resources at Jadon Sancho, who we really like long term.
But
if they're going to go for somebody intermediate like that, they're going to go and pay over the odds, and they'll be put in that position because people take advantage of Manchester United. Certainly have in the past.
City didn't do that with Ferran Torres. Why didn't United go for Ferran Torres then?
I think Ferran Torres had a clause, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course, but still, they are players that you can sign without being.
I wouldn't have a problem if one of these. Well, Perisic actually.
You see, already he's down to just 1 for you.
Douglas Costa's good. He's quick. He's fast. He also gets hurt all the time.
Yeah.
And has the
he's
sharpest
got
tool in the
tactical
box.
awareness, no intelligence, nothing.
And Bale, yeah. Okay.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.